All right, guys. Once again, I got another tutorial for you guys. And this one is going to be focused on 3 different factors that I just want to go over. So um, it's just going to be real brief. The first one I want to touch on is posting and sharing. And it's really important that you get those other social medias and share, but try to do it in a way that's either bringing value to the table or you're involving a little bit of engagement, getting people sort of excited about what's to come. Don't just sort of, post the same thing. Try to get something of relevance as well as back behind the scenes, maybe that intrigues people as to what you're doing. Lets them be a part of your community a little bit more than just being the simple same post as everybody else. Check me out, I'm going live and this and that. And I mean, we all do it, so definitely keep those posts as well. But try to balance out with posting and sharing more often with just something a little more intriguing. Now, as far as posting and sharing, again, you want to just grind that part out too, because that's just as important as streaming, if not more so. The marketing aspect or getting that Instagram, posting pictures that are behind the scene are just about you, keeping it, whatever angle you want to take it. If it's going to be more personal, you can show people behind the scenes. If not, you can just keep it on some funny comedic stuff, but just do a little bit more interacting on that aspect to give people the inside scoop or exclusive on you in a sense. So another thing I wanted to touch on was a stream schedule is key. That's probably the most key thing you could do, is try to stay consistent with this whole thing. It's like a sales job that I've had in the past. You don't get going until after that first year of establishing relationships and networks. So you want to just keep pushing, keep grinding it out. Really, there's no substitute, but what you're doing is just staying consistent to where people will recognize you, and after a while trust the process and realize that they will come around more than likely, and if not, they'll actually consider you because of the familiarity. That's key when it comes to attraction and human nature. Is familiarity is number one. When they see something over and over, people naturally get, just at least enticed or intrigued about it, attracted to it, if you will. But this whole thing, Twitch is designed as a community. It's not a get-rich-quick scheme. It's not trying to do it for anything other than the passion of either playing games or to express or to showcase your personal hobby that you love. And that's got to come across. It's got to be passionate and real. You got to engage with people and interact. It's not just, it is what you make it, but if you want this to be a community where people trust and want to engage with you and interact and actually trust you on the more humanized level of things, instead of just being a person that's jumping in and out of a stream, you want them to feel at home and comfortable with your vibe. So definitely make that more engaging and intriguing by sparking up conversations as if you have viewers. But speaking on that, try not to, in my opinion, have the viewers on, because that can throw you off in your psyche or your mental and sort of throw your game off, or just get you to where you're trying to do things that would otherwise be, unnatural. You want to just act natural, and you want that to come across. Again, this is key when it comes to that. But the stream schedule is just being professional, always maintaining your consistency. When it comes to what I was saying about staying consistent, try to just pick the days that will work. If it's a Tuesday and Thursday, stick to it. You can throw on your notes, be like, I'm gonna stream every other weekend or randomly this day. I might stream this day, I might do it this day. But at least have those 2 days you can stick to no matter what, so people can be like, all right, Cessions is going to go on Tuesday and Thursday for sure. I know that. I'll just catch them one of those days. And in a sense, supply and demand is key when you got to remember that the scarcity builds, demand of them wanting to see you if you're good or if you have something that they like of value. But try to have a countdown timer at the beginning too, is another key, not key thing, but just to get people going. For one, you get the room started and talking before you get going and you jump in. And as well, people they know that you're about to get started, and maybe they'll get a chance to fix whatever they have to fix. Say they're eating or something and finishing up, they know they got a little bit of time, and then it gives you that time to mentally prepare yourself and get ready. Make sure you do some stretches, facial stretches, get ready, do some kind of exercise, psych yourself up, because that blood flow will help out when you're performing. Or if you, like for me, for instance, when I freestyle, I do that to get going, facial stretches and all that, just so I can talk better. But get a JPEG or something to put on your panels so people know on the cell phone they can't see that stream extension that you might have for Streamlabs where it shows your schedule. Say, because I use that schedule, I use my main picture as the cover when I'm not streaming. There's my schedule, and then as well I have a JPEG schedule, so the extension, the picture when I'm not streaming, and the JPEG in my panels to show people on cell phones that what my schedule is, and I also write it down underneath the picture as well. You can just never be, in my opinion, too informative with some people because they overlook things and they just don't take the time. But again, you just want to have people helping if you'd like, put it in their hands, and, don't try to guilt people into follow for follows. Don't try to guilt people into following and coming to see you. If they do, they'll come. If not, they don't like that. Don't push them. They're not into gaming, or they're not into watching streams like we might be. Or at least, how I like to think of certain people mentally just, don't mind that type of interaction, but some people don't like it. So, it just be, wary of that. But announce your information everywhere. Get yourself a business card maybe, and then just make it simple with a QRC code on there so you can get people to come instantly to your stream, and then have people share it for you, or watch parties on Facebook if you do stream there every so often. But yeah, a lot of that. And back to that countdown timer, try to keep it under 5 minutes. But stay consistent, stay professional, on time. If you're not going to be on time, announce it on Twitter or whatever social media you have so people know you're going to be late or you're not going to stream that day. So the next and last thing is going to be build and grind. There's nothing for a substitute on building and grinding. What you want to do is just know that this is not, like I mentioned, a get-rich-quick scheme. It's not something that's just going to be a fly off the whim. It can be, and you can make it that. But if you really want it to be how you see some of these people streaming where they have thousands and thousands of fans, that's grind. That's 2 years worth of grinding, and they're just now getting to that point of partner, or 8 years of grinding, and they've been a partner, and they have at least 10,000 people in there on a daily or whatnot because they got that consistency. They've stuck to a lot of these different things on some professional level type business aspect. It's a business plan. It's getting everything in that way that you want it to be, creating this world and community of people that love to see you, love to hang out with you because of who you are, personality and whatnot. But again, Twitch is designed that way. It's not designed for you to just promote and share everything to everybody on everybody's comments and tag people and all that. So it's definitely a grind. There's no substitute for it. Choose other games, like I mentioned on my last video. Go make sure you go watch that. I posted right here, and or there's going to be a card that you can click a link to, which is never stream for 0 viewers. If you want to check that out, go to that. But the link's down below as well. So less saturated games, consider that, or make sure you're doing what you love. Ultimately, the time is going to go faster. You're going to enjoy it more. And when you're doing that, it's going to be worth it in the long run. It's not going to feel like a job because you're passionate about what you're doing, and it'll come across. So definitely keep doing that. Allow people to relate to you, allow people to know who you are as a person, and just, what you're into, and just get personable, And it's not to say show vulnerability, but sometimes that can open people up, get them to appreciate you, even if they're trolling. I've turned people around that come into my chat and troll, and then they end up being, hitting that follow button because I didn't give in. I didn't allow them to stir me up. I didn't allow anything to happen. So yeah, keep that in mind as well. But ultimately, man, if you're grinding, it's going to show. People are going to come. It's just a matter of trusting the process, continuing to grind every day. There's nothing to replace that. People that are not as talented are getting more money than the ones that are because they don't have the same grind. So, like I said, get something tangible, a business card if you want, or a flyer, or something you can hand to people that they can look back, and if they set it down, they'll be like, oh, I remember this guy was over here and I met him over here. And so definitely get that to where people know where you're at, or when you're going to be on, and then how to find you ultimately. But yeah, and another thing is, make sure you're showing people love back. Reciprocate that love, because a lot of people spend their time, coming to see you, and the reason why they're choosing you over somebody else to spend 2 hours of their free time is because they thoroughly want to just take time out of their day to do that. So show some love back, whether that's giveaways, or Steam games that you bought that'll give somebody a code for, and then they can go, or a gift card. make something that you appreciate, that they would appreciate, and that anybody universally could enjoy. But yeah, keep pushing, be genuine. That's ultimately key right there. And when you're doing these special events, it's going to be a natural amount of viewers that are going to come in when they see the word giveaway. So try not to abuse that. Don't make it a mundane thing. Use it for special events and special occasions. And then when you see that spike in people, if you keep doing it, they're going to end up just coming for the free stuff and leaving. So consider that when you're trying to make all these giveaways and entice people. Don't entice people. Just keep it genuine. Keep it real to who you are. And that's ultimately the best thing, is grind it out. Like I said, build and grind. Nothing substitutes that. And then as well, a stream schedule is key. Make sure you're sticking to something consistently so people can, get to know where you're at and how to find you and when. And then last, post and share. Make sure you're not being, a little overbearing and annoying, but definitely post and share. And, those are the three things I wanted to touch on in this video. But definitely show some love if you'd like, and if you want to check out my stream, I do a freestyle hip-hop beat improvisation and freestyle lyric platform. Hit that subscribe button down below, slap the like if you'd like, and then spit some bars in the comments as well. I want to see what lines y'all got. And if you want to see what bars I got, go to Twitch, Scessions, down below. I appreciate y'all. Peace.